Alright, today's a basic fan belt replacement on a 2000 Jeep Cherokee. This is a serpentine belt. Those can be kind of frustrating. This one's particularly easy because it's located right here at the front of the engine. On many modern cars with transverse mounted engines, it's jammed over here right up against the hard point for the suspension mounting. And it's really difficult to get to, but this one we should be able to do this in a few minutes. Step one recommended is to remove the electric fan. With the right long-handled wrench, you could actually work around it, but in this case, this fan is completely trashed and I have to replace it anyway, so I'm going to take it out and tend to that later after a trip to the auto parts store. Factory screw here has an 8mm head. It looks like I've only got one of them. The other one's missing, so I'll have to screw up some replacements. The fan actually lifts out from the bottom. The other thing I still have to take apart, though, is this electric connector. Looks like someone has already previously ruined this one, so it's just going to be a matter of getting it apart. The clip is gone. No, there it is. There we go. Okay, perfect. Just 90 bucks at the auto parts store, but you can see this here. It still sort of turns, but when it was mounted in there and hanging freely, it was jamming, and yeah, that's no more good. The bearing's shot. Alright, since we do have the fan out of the way, it'll be very easy to get a ratchet down in here. If we were going to try and do this job with the fan still in the way, I'd need a long-handled wrench. This is a 15mm socket, and what I'm doing is I'm going to be loosening the center of this tensioner device. Just take a look at that real quick. You can kind of see that there's like a little center post or beam thing down there with this adjustment screw. So what we're doing is we're loosening the center screw in order to free that up, and then we will use the set screw to loosen or tighten the pulley. It's important, of course, that when this process is reversed at the end, we set the tension and then make sure to tighten the center nut so that it's not trying to apply all that force onto just this. Alright, so taking our 15mm socket. See how tight that is. It's pretty tight as expected. There it comes. So we're going to give ourselves some slack there, and you can see the pulley starting to come out. That's far enough for now. Then this one here, also a 15. It's always an awkward spot, but it's not bad at all. And as we turn it left, it loosens. So both of these are normally threaded bolts. Now that we know it's turning freely, let's just get a couple extensions on there and spin that up. Okay, that's as far as it goes. Now, paying attention to the belt looping order, pulleys with ribs like this get the V-band side, smooth pulleys get the back side. So it's routed off of the main crank pulley down there. It then comes up and over on this side over the fan pulley, and then on this side over the tensioner pulley. On this side, it then comes around the power steering fluid pump, and then down over this, I think that's a water pump pulley there. It then comes up and over the AC pulley, and then down underneath the alternator there, around, and then back over the fan again on its way out. So, to get the old belt off, we just have to loop it around all these devices. Note how we're going to actually be starting around the alternator and coming up around the inside of the fan, so that should be fairly easy. And there it is. It's not cracking, but it has a lot of weird little nicks, including that there. It almost looks like somebody got it with a screwdriver. Who knows? But in any case, we don't want to risk having this break on the road, so it's going to get replaced. Okay, here's our replacement from Napa Auto Parts. Quick check. Did they actually give us the right one? And we'll figure that out by holding it up and make sure that they are the same length. Looks good. Our new one, we might actually be just slightly shorter because it hasn't stretched out yet, but that's fine. And this one looks like it'll go back on pretty nicely the same way it came off, so start by looping it down in there and getting it around that alternator pulley. Alright, there we go. So now we know that this one here comes over the fan pulley, while this one here comes over the top. And now we gotta loop that down over the main crank pulley without losing our purchase on the alternator back there. That one's done. Now remembering our order, that one comes up and around the tensioner pulley Then our last stop, make it easy on ourselves, we'll try and get it over this smooth pulley here. One of the easiest ones I've ever done, I think. And then again, just double check before tightening it down. Make sure that this is actually sitting on the notch where it's supposed to be and not like sitting, for example, like that or off one. So all the way on. Looks like we're good on the alternator pulley. Looks like we're good on the crank pulley. And it looks like we're good on the power steering pulley. We're just going to reverse our drill and start pulling the tensioner back up. That feels pretty tight, but apparently that's about what they need to be on this vehicle. And one more check, just making sure, did all of our V-ribs go in the right spot? Definitely feels tight, but the main risk of that, if you're not careful and you get it too tight, is that you'll wear out the bearing in your water pump, your power steering pump, or your alternator fairly quickly. So let's go ahead and make sure we tighten this thoroughly. And there we go. Alright, the last step is to give this thing a quick turn over, make sure nothing bucks or jumps. And I'm going to try and avoid starting it. I just want to give it a couple quick spools with the starter. Okay, so turn a couple times. And I should see my belt still on all the pulleys, not jumping off of any of them or crawling around. And of course it is now starting to center itself right there on the idler, so that's good. Everything seems to be working. So let's go ahead and just start it up one more time and take another quick look, and we should be done with that job. Alright, last step today is going to be a fan shroud. People sometimes modify or remove these. Unless, of course, if they're doing a full electric fan conversion, then all this goes away in front here and is replaced. But this is a very heavy-duty, classic metal blade, clutch-style mechanical fan. And the other way you can think of it as a blender. So I'm definitely putting a shroud back on. I found a factory one, and I hope it fits over this. I'm not sure how this thing goes in here. There we go. Only just. There we go. So that actually needs to catch a couple hooks down here. 1, 2, and then just screws in place. Now it's obviously not a complete guard. You can still work your fingers in here, but at least you won't just casually snap them right off there. Both of the factory bolts for that are also missing, so I'm going to just temporarily put these little Phillips ones in here until I can get some proper hex head fasteners. Done. So now I just need to get the replacement electric fan over here and install that later, and it'll be good to go again. Okay, looks like we got ourselves an exact fit replacement. Well, there we go. Simple repairs on old vehicles never are. There's always one more thing to fix or get caught up on, but hopefully that works. Now all we got to do is start the car and see. Has anyone seen my phone?